what you're looking for. I watch people get stuck and frozen, and that breaks my heart. I was once stuck and frozen too. Greatest superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. Gina, where is the superpower of influence? And you unleash it on these.
Yes.
Come back to me later. Let's introduce these people first, please. Let's rock and roll.
Okay, you got it. Well, hello and welcome to The Real Raw, where we get to see and experience how influence is a superpower. The Real Raw offers us a chance to have a microphone and a stage to form ecosystems, make more money in less time with more magic, all with the use of the formula by Sean Callagy, which he has curated for the past 23 years. Sean, all right, I will let you share about yourself, and I will tell you all about everybody who is here joining us today.
Well, Gina, who are you? You're amazing. Like, you're writing a book. You're incredible in the world. Let's talk about you. Like, what's happening? What are you up to? What's a fun fact from you, Gina?
Well, thank you so much, Sean. I am up to all kinds of good things, and including being able to have the honor and privilege of doing this today and the past couple of days and try to fill some big footsteps in Vivian Guzman. So thank you that I've got this is fantastic. I am a love and empowerment coach. I am writing my first book, and I stand for love. So like I stand
one
for
more time. What do you and just feel the energetic transfer, because we're going to talk about energetic transfer today. Feel it come up with Gina. You stand for what, Gina?
I stand for love.
Beautiful.
Love.
Feel it.
Yeah.
Gina's standing for love. We got amazing people that are here. So let's get to these people and let's throw some love at them.
Let's do it. Okay, amazing. First off, our incredible role player is Teresa Trigas Pfefferly.
TTP is in the house. TTP.
Yes.
How are you, TTP?
I'm amazing. How are you, Tom?
Are you in your head or your heart and body? Like, where are you? Head or body?
Body.
All right, let's go.
Beautiful.
And who is TTP?
She is a realtor at Keller Williams. She creates relationships for life by advising her sellers with preparing, marketing, and negotiating favorable terms of sale. Teresa guides her buyers in location and property selection while advocating to win them the home of their dreams, and even in competitive markets. She creates relationships for life by helping her professional partners and supporting them in achieving their business objectives by caring for their referrals, helping them make moves. Her specialties are listings, expired listings, complicated transactions, estates, divorce, multiple property transactions, foreclosure certified sales, and CRES certified relocation specialist. She is.
TTP's got a lot going on, and like 170 agents, TTP. Is that true?
Yes.
Excellent.
Amazing.
Contain your wild enthusiasm, though, TTP. I'm like worried that it might like explosively like spill over. Is that okay? And how about a fun fact, TTP?
I don't have to contain
it. So what's a fun fact?
I cannot drive a lawnmower.
And Teresa, where were you? Let's see, last Sunday night or the Sunday before?
Sunday night, I was down at LBI with yourself and about 50 other fabulous unblinded people.
And what were you doing?
Going into the ocean, which was being stirred up by a tropical storm.
At night, in the dark, being thrown around like bowling pins. Gina was flying back and forth and back and forth. It was like, Gina, there goes Gina. It's like, there goes Gina. It's like, there goes Gina. So that is true. So Gina, Teresa, amazing. Glad that we survived, and we have amazing people here today, Gina. So who's next?
Yes, so glad we survived. It was quite amazing. Thank you. All right, next up we have Dr. Wendy Labot. She's a doctor of business. Hi, Wendy. Doctor of Business Administration and Entrepreneurship with over 36 years of experience as an entrepreneur And she is the CEO of the Financial Cures LLC. She is also a best-selling author, speaker, and strategist. And oh, by the way, she just had a new book come out that was released like the 15th of September, and it already made the bestseller list. And it was just published. Like, how amazing is that? She is incredible. She has
Dr.
empowered. Yeah, good.
Dr. Wendy dropping the mic. And so, Dr. Wendy, congratulations on that. And how about a fun fact, besides the fact that you're a best-selling author, 36 years of entrepreneurship, how about a fun fact from you?
Well, my fun fact is I like to travel and I like to redecorate my home every season. But since the COVID, matter of fact, I just came from Denver, so I have been getting out a little bit. But I'm a breast cancer conqueror, so that kind of put a hold on my seasonal decorating. So I'm looking forward to getting back into those activities because I love doing them both.
Well, congratulations and thank you for your courage, vulnerability, and bravery. Thank you. And where do you like to travel to, Dr. Wendy?
Well, wherever the opportunity. Lately, I've been, like I said, quarantined, but we were doing a national book tour, and that ended, not book tour, speaking tour, and that ended in February because of COVID. But I like to go to Europe. Amsterdam is one of my favorites. Paris.
Brownies there. Are you, Dr. Wendy? I'm just kidding.
Pardon me.
So you're not eating those funny brownies in Amsterdam, are you, Dr. Wendy? I said, just kidding.
I'll keep that to myself since Georgia is one of the legal states. But every now and then I venture out. When they said, "Do as the Romans do." When you're in Rome, do as the Romans do.
Gina,
so I believe
Dr. Wendy letting her hair down and rocking the place. So, Dr. Wendy, thank you for being here. Gina.
That is phenomenal. Thank you for sharing that. How much fun is that? Okay, so next up we have Dr. Clint G Rogers.
Doctors all over the house, yes.
Namaste. Hello, hello.
Hello and welcome. He is a university researcher who had no time for alternative medicine until he encountered the ancient healing world of Dr. Panka. I'll let you say his name. Dr. Who?
Dr. Naram.
Dr. Naram. I'll say, okay, Dr. Naram. While he desperately was searching for a solution to keep his own father alive. Incredible. Since then, Dr. Clint has spent 10 years traveling with Dr. Naram, documenting many ancient secrets and thousands of healing stories. He has authored a book called The Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer, in which he shares some of those incredible stories and the ancient secrets which can change your life. Dr. Clint is the CEO of Wisdom of the World Wellness, a media publishing company whose mission is to inspire moments of awe that empower and connect people to the best part of themselves. He is also trustee of Ancient Secrets Foundation and president of the International Ministry of Peace. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, incredible.
Dropping the mic, sir. Yeah, man. So wait, are you as into like plant medicine as Dr. Wendy? Just kidding. All jokes. Fun on the real raw. And how about a fun fact, Dr. Clint?
Yeah, I was speaking at an event recently in Philadelphia, and there was a cocktail party, and this one of the guests was a Korean. She came up to me and she's like, "What is it you do?" And I said, "Try and guess what I do." And she looked me up and down. And she's like, "You look like a cult leader."
Dr. Clint, even the vibe, like the energetic vibe, and kind of the aspirational, heart-centered energiness does strike me like with some cult leaderness. So we have a cult leader on today. Dr. Clint, welcome, sir.
Yeah,
thank you.
But at the same event, there was 3 people that said, "You know who you look like?" And I said, "Who?" They said, "You look like Jesus." I was like, "Well, he's my brother."
Well, I will. So since we're going to go with the fun facts of the good Lord, right? So my brother-in-law, when he got married to my sister, had very long hair and facial hair, and he sort of looked like Jesus. And they went to Jamaica, and he got off the plane. Throughout the entire trip, all the way to exit, it was like, "Hey Jesus, you want some? Hey Jesus, you want some?" So they were trying to sell him weed the entire trip, calling him Jesus. Yes, that's a fun fact about my family. So Dr. Clint, we're having fun today. Welcome. Gina, there's like all kinds of insanity happening. Yes. Who's next?
Incredible people. And like Jesus, like, oh my God, this is just so exciting. I'm loving this. So we also have April Garcia, April, your company is Pivot Me, and she's an international business advisor, a performance coach,
Mm.
and speaker on productivity and mindset. She is the host of April Garcia's Pivot Me podcast, creator of breakthrough digital course on time management, Multiply Me. Okay, and she has like a whole bunch of fun facts, but I'm gonna let her deliver 2 of them to us. Come on, April, what you got?
Suffice it to say I've lived a very interesting life already, but let's see. I would say probably 2 pieces. One is that I bought my first house before I could legally buy a beer, and that I worked in a morgue when I was in college.
April, dropping the mic.
That's
love
just a little bit.
April. So, and sometimes in our fun, in our listening, we kind of miss like the meaning.
Mhm.
Buying your first house
Mhm.
where you can drink a beer is one of the most extraordinary feats in terms of financial dynamics, but also
Sure.
resilience, persistence, learning, growth, possibility. Thank you for being an inspiration. And
Yeah.
how'd you do that?
It takes a lot of courage too, because when you show up and everyone is looking for your parents, that's a little discouraging. So, it's a pretty funny story. I'll abbreviate it, but to take the down payment, I had to take an advance on a student visa. I didn't have enough money, so I went and when you're at university, they have like the people that are pushing the credit cards. I was like, all right, yeah, I'll take it. I took an advance at 32%. Of I think it was like $3,000 or $4,000, and that's what I used. And I went to the loan officer, and she's like, "Wait, are your parents coming?" I'm like, "No, it's just me." And so I put it in the account, seasoned it for 2 months. I mean, I just was barely able to open up my own checking account. So it takes a lot of courage, It takes a lot of people not taking you seriously, but just keep showing up. Eventually, people celebrate your success, but not a minute before. So.
Yeah. Amen, April. Amen. Thank you so much for being here. And maybe it's a good time to drop in. That might be an opportune segue. So hi, my name is Sean Callagy. I'm the co-founder of Unblinded. Welcome to about our 225th Real Raw since COVID began. And this is an experiential dynamic to accelerate relationship and unlock the superpower of influence. Not unlike you, April. I was 27 years old, slightly older, and I was going blind, and I am blind today. And I had gone to Columbia University. I was the baseball captain, and my vision, retinitis pigmentosa, my visual condition, led to me not getting drafted. And that had been my hope, my dream, my belief that I was going to go on to play professional baseball. And that dream died in 1992. So a few years later, I go to law school and I come out. I think I have my dream job, and I'm $100,000 in debt from law school when I realized that our money, our time, and our magic is in our control if we have the superpower of an integrous, heart-centered influence and we know what to do with it. And if not, it's in somebody else's hands. And that was a really scary reality, because when I went to Columbia and when I went to law school, they did not put this on the brochure. And 100K in debt, I'm like, oh my God, like, where do we go from here? So I quit my job and I started my own law firm on a credit card, $100,000 in debt. And 2 years later, I had 40 people working for me in my firm. And in those days, I was 27, 28, 29, and I looked about 17, 18, and 19. And April, similar to you, I had everybody in the world in judges, courtrooms, handling cases in the front page of the newspaper, in business breakup cases, and doctors' offices being raided, and all kinds of craziness. And they're like, yeah, like, who are you? And the superpower of influence and knowing what to do with it, which we unpack here in the Real Raw, is what supported me in the acceleration. Today, I own a 125-person law firm. I also am co-founder again of Unblinded, an agency, a company, a training platform, many things that supports people in unlocking their money, time, and magic. And I've had the privilege of speaking on stage at 7 of the last 8 Tony Robbins events, not because of some financial agreement, but in service of Tony Robbins, whose book in 1997 unlocked these things for me. I've had the unique privilege of breaking sales records from stage for Platinum Partnership, a $100,000 program they have there, again, with nothing financial in it for me, just in contribution, love for Tony and all of his great work in the world. So that's what we're kind of doing here. So April, my heart is with you, and so impressed by your entrepreneurial journey and what you unlocked at such a young age.
Thank you. Thank you. Would love to talk more about that, because there were so many more similarities in your story than initially thought too.
Awesome. Well, let this be the beginning for all of us. Thank you, April. And Gina, who's next?
Wow, that is incredible. Okay, next up we have Valeriana Colan. Did I say the last name correct, Valeriana? Oh, you're muted. But let me share about you what we know about Dr. Valeriana Colan. Cologne, sorry, Cologne.
Yeah,
Dr.
that's
Valeriana
right.
Cologne. There we go. My apologies. She is the president of Bonam Business Solutions and host of Meta Talk, a guided meditation podcast for the workplace, which leverages human capital and diversity to inspire innovation. She is an author, an international speaker, and manages a global consultancy. She's administered professional development on a national scale and engaged in multidisciplinary research.
Wow.
Fun fact about you, Valerian, Dr. Cologne, let me say that. What is your fun fact? Share with us.
So I think everybody, this is going to be a thing, is, you know how we say, where were you during 9/11? Where were you during the outbreak? So I was in South America working in Uruguay with the Department of Education in Uruguay and the United States Department of State to increase educational access. So when that all happened, I was sitting at a dinner table and we're issue in China, what's going on? And they're like, oh yeah, it's nothing. It's not going to spread. It'll be okay. And then sure enough.
Oh,
Yes. I mean, Dr. Cologne, thank you so much for being here. Like, we have such a remarkable crew here today, Gina. And, you know, Dr. Cologne, where are you coming from physically in the world today?
So right now I'm back in Washington, D.C. So safe and sound in a nice apartment. So a little bit different.
Well, thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
And Gina, last and certainly not least.
Last and certainly not least, we have Nikki Williamson coming to us like in the middle of the night, but we'll get to that in a minute, from Australia. She's the founder of Agent of Joy. She is a transformational tidying coach and space healer. During the great COVID reset of 2020, Nikki went back to school and did the Harvard MBA of tidying with Marie Kondo. On top of her actual MBA, she is now a certified KonMari method consultant working with people around the world to achieve profound change through the humble and ancient art of tidying. Nikki also uses the tools and skills learned during 2 years as a platinum partner to help people get unstuck and get inspired to transform their home and business lives. Nikki is,
Hi,
incredible.
everybody. Can I just answer the question that everyone wants to ask? It's 5:22 a.m. in the morning in Sydney.
Nikki Wong, second of all, thank you so much for.
I'm so excited to be here, Sean. And it's interesting you should say that, are you head or heart? And while you were on those stages talking about your experience, I was one of the girls who was actually behind the scenes talking to people at the Platt counter, saying, what has prompted you to reach out and want to join our family? So learning those skills we all learn in Platt. There's a heart-centered family. We've created a circle here, and we create all these circles of love and giving. So I'm really excited to be here. My background is actually as a corporate and startup exec. That gave me a great life of fun and abundance. But now I'm doing something that's really, I'm just loving what I'm doing. I've just started this business, so I'm learning a lot and have a lot to learn from you, Sean.
And I from you.
Fun.
Yes, fun in the house. Nikki, thank you so much for being here. I have so much respect for you and gratitude for you and your heart-centeredness and mission in the world. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
All right, let's go have some fun. It's like, hey, let's get started. We did get started. This is how you connect and acknowledge and validate remarkable people and build a sense of energy, team, fun, love, and community. And Gina, you co-created that. And thank you so much for your awesome job today and for everything that you're doing and for all that we're up to together and for making it out of the ocean alive, because I would have been sued and sad and it would have been horrible if you didn't make it, but it was truly remarkable and amazing.
Thank you. I am so grateful that I made it out alive. And it was,
And of course, I'm kidding, for much more
Yeah.
important reasons than that. And your mission in the world is beautiful, and nobody is more heart-centered than you. So thank you, Gina.
thank you. Thank you. Have fun, everybody. This is going to be incredible. So excited. Go for it.
All right, thank you,
Thank you,
Gina.
Sean.
So-
Okay.
so, yeah, TTP. Do you want to handle the proverbial coin toss, Teresa, and see who goes first?
Okay, absolutely. I'm going to say, I can just pick? So if I can just pick, I'm going with Dr. Wendy
Boom.
because she's got amazing curly hair just like me.
Yes. By the way, my fun fact is I'm a blind guy that in the past month taught a blind guy to surf and taught a blind guy how to win a carnival game. That I think, Teresa, you were certainly in the amusement park at the time to like throw a ball into a thing and make it stick. And I jumped out of an airplane. Thank you to Tony Robbins, Nikki, and everybody, having no idea that was going to happen. And we woke up in Sedona. We're going on a hike collectively, and we ended up on a plane heading towards the Grand Canyon. We land. We're at a skydiving place, and the next thing you know, we're skydiving. So it's been a busy month, and so here we are. So yes, but Dr. Wendy, how this works, everybody, is we're unlocking the superpower of integrous, heart-centered influence. And what that looks like is the unblinding people of truth. That's all we're doing. Like, we're not pushing, chasing, pitching, hooking, closing. Ugh, who wants to do that? And like, imagine if I closed the computer down and it wasn't quite closed though. I'm like, yeah, I think I hooked those people. Or maybe I closed them. Like, how would you feel? But why do we have this as like common parlance? Pitch, hook, close, prospect. Like, yeah. So heart-centered, integrous, hello to yes influence. Let's form agreements. Let's not close each other, right? Let's add and exchange mutual value. So Dr. Wendy, Teresa, in this 6 minutes, cut in half, and we'll stop you like halfway, she could be anybody that you want. And so it's like, what's a big yes that you're looking for in the world? A yes maybe is an ideal client. Maybe it's a stage and a microphone, a book deal. Maybe it's a TV contract. Whatever it would be that would be meaningful that you're seeking in the world, Teresa can be that person, an avatar or that person specifically. So who would you like Teresa to be, Dr. Wendy?
Oh, wow. I thought you guys were going to give me more choices in this.
No, it's what it is for you.
Yeah, well, I would like to just have her be someone that's looking to improve their financial situation, because that's what I do, and that's what I find people are having issue with. So
All right.
someone that's looking to improve their financial situation.
I think that's probably everybody here, right? We're always looking for more abundance, mostly, including contribution impact wise. Teresa, does that sound like that's somebody that you can be?
I can totally be that.
All right. So Dr. Wendy, you have 6 minutes overall. It's going to be one conversation, but we're going to cut it in half and pause you at 3 minutes. Judges, we're looking for in round one is the heart-centered connection that Dr. Wendy creates, the putting something at stake. So she's congruently unique for Teresa, and Teresa wants to hear more. So Dr. Wendy, you have 3 minutes. You'll hear an alarm go and at the conclusion. So please take us in.
Okay. This COVID has been very stressful for a lot of people, especially financially. But did you know that people don't necessarily have to be under financial duress? And what if you were able to just, prosper during this, being, not just financially free, but being able to help other people and to just live the life you desire? Is that something that you think you're looking at right now? Is that something that's part of your plan?
Wow. Dr. Wendy, I don't know. I mean, I love the idea of being financially free and being able to use my money to contribute to the world, but I don't know what that really looks like as far as putting a plan together to make that happen.
Yeah, now that's something that a lot of people say, and a lot of people think, they look at people that are successful and they think, oh, wow, they got it all, but they don't see where they've been. They don't see their journey. And having been through a journey myself, I tell my clients that, things that I talk about are things that I've been through. And it's just that, people get inhibited about talking about their real situation. And, my philosophy is be comfortable, be real, because if you are real, then you can get the solutions, the real solutions that can apply to your situation. But, you know, some people want to have this facade and they want to keep up with the Joneses. And, you know, that's okay for some folks, but I'm just not that kind of person. And I think that you're, you know, not that kind of person. I think you have a bigger vision than you want to give yourself credit for. I think you can do some things that you may not even think about doing, but you know, the bottom line, it comes to the basics. So I always start with the basics. So what do you think about that philosophy of starting with the basics when it comes to your finances?
Well, I mean, I think that's probably true in many areas of life, right? You start with one foot in front of the other.
Do you think you have the mindset to get to where you want to be? Or do you think you're okay with the way you think about money or the way you approach your financial situation?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay, when you say you don't know the answer, is it because you never thought about it or you just don't know?
I just don't know,
Okay.
right? I don't know what is the right mindset and what are the right thought patterns, and I don't know what that is.
Yeah, well, you know, I tell people there's 6 obstacles to winning the money game. And the first one is your mindset and lack of knowledge. Because, you know, you can't want wealth and have a pauper's mentality. So the mindset is being able to, you know, see it before you have it, you know, have that vision about where you want to be. And that mindset can take you to where you want to go because you have the actual positive seed going on in your brain. And I'm a
Hey,
firm
Teresa,
believer that,
Teresa, got a quick call. So Dr. Wendy, Teresa is going to be back in just a moment. Okay.
okay, all right.
Awesome. Teresa, how did that feel for you? One word about the connection.
I would say lacking.
Yeah,
Okay.
me too.
And we're going to drop in on that. No, all good. This is what we're here for. Thank you for your courage and vulnerability, Dr. Wendy, Dr. Clint. Thank you to our amazing judges, you know, for doing this. We're having fun, right? This is like all good. This is like gamification. It's like American Idol meets Shark Tank meets like the NCAA March Madness. Yeah, like we're having fun, heart-centered, unlocking next levels of influence. Awesome job, Dr. Wendy. Obviously, you're a super rock star, traveling the country speaking. Couple thoughts on access points, though. There, we'll talk about in a bit, and we'll see what the judges say. Also, Dr. Clint, who would you like Teresa to be?
Thanks, Sean. Teresa, I'd like you to be like a business owner, an entrepreneur that has many employees. You care about your employees and your productivity. And yeah, and I want to talk to you about customizing basically a health program for your employees.
Oh, Teresa, I'm sorry. Did Dr. Clint say something? I think I was in a trance hearing his voice. Dr. Clint, yeah, take us in 3 minutes. Thank you.
All right. First of all, what do you want me to call you, Teresa or TTP?
You can call me TTP.
Okay. Hey, TTP. All right. Super. So I want to know, actually, I'm really curious. I'm talking to a lot of entrepreneurs, but I want to know from you, well, first of all, what's your number one priority right now with what's happening in the world and what's your business?
My number one priority is you never know when winter's coming. So it's to take advantage of the current market conditions in the real estate space.
And is real estate right now, it's good situation?
It's been very busy.
Very busy. How many employees do you have working with you right now?
At the office, real estate agents are independent contractors, but nonetheless, there's about 170 of them.
170. Oh, super. One of the things I would love can I ask your advice on something?
You may.
Yeah. So when I'm approaching about this new program, I want to customize a program based on these ancient secrets. For the last 10 years, I've traveled with a master healer and documented basically how are these people in the Himalayas living to more than 100 years old with vibrant health, unlimited energy, and peace of mind. as I was traveling with this master healer, I actually met many billionaires, Hollywood stars, royalty, celebrities, Olympians that would use the secrets because it gave them more energy, more clarity, more power in what they were doing. And there wasn't solutions sometimes for their problems other places. But I was thinking, what if we could use these secrets to help people in their work situations, even if you had more energy or less sickness, more clarity. Even I was thinking about, this master healer said even issues of hormonal imbalance, that are happening because of the foods we're eating and everything affects us so much in how we're able to function and work and connect with others. Do you know, for judging for your situation with your business, what do you think is the cost, for instance, of like people getting sick or having low energy or low focus?
I mean, wow. I think that it's hard to quantify exactly what the cost of that is, but I can speak for myself at times when I don't have enough energy. That's hard, that I have you get a brain fog and it's hard to think clearly about what you need to be executing on. And that results in loss of productivity for sure.
Yeah. If you had the ideal customized program for your staff, the people that you love that you're working with, what would you feel like is the most important thing that like someone like me could give them that they would gain that would help them not only in their personal lives, but also professionally and grow your company?
I mean, I think for what the average day in the life looks like for a real estate agent, it would be to give them a solution that it's not something complicated. It's something that they can follow even when they're in the car and on the road and all over the place, right? Because we don't get to sit at a desk all the time.
Yeah.
So it would be something that gives them that flexibility.
So something that's flexible and easy, not complicated.
Yeah.
And what do you think would be the thing that they would want most of? Like more energy, more clarity, more immunity, less fear of getting sick, or more energy, hands down. Energy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. This master healer, he said he had two diseases. One is chronic energy syndrome, and the other is chronic enthusiasm syndrome, and they're both contagious. But it's fun because it's simple, actually. He made, these masters, they identified stuff that's natural in your own kitchen or in your home or your own body, how to make your energy level high, but where it doesn't burn you out. And so that way you're able to focus and connect with people and do what you're on this planet to do. That's cool. I have some more questions for you, Teresa, but I think maybe Sean wants to ask something.
Oh, awesome. Look at Dr. Clint's amazing listening. Fantastic job, sir. Great job. TTP will be right back. Dr. Clint, how was that for you?
That was beautiful. I actually felt really good.
Yeah, super heart-centered. Like your presence and energy is palpable and like transfers massively. So great job, sir. TTP, did you feel that?
I totally felt that. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Hey, let's drop in. April, and judges, if you could, we're going to give 30 seconds of feedback. You'll hear the alarm go off about 5 seconds to go. 15 or so seconds, a couple bullets of what went well, 15 seconds or so what could be optimized. April, what do you have for Dr. Wendy, please?
For Dr. Wendy, so let's see. Quick piece was that first, I admire your courage showing up here. I know that's tough. So let me just acknowledge that. We skipped a little bit of bonding rapport. We jumped right into the pitch. And so that's really hard because you can't deliver what she needs because we don't know what she needs yet. So I would say right away, let's get into bonding and rapport. I love that you brought up a current event because it's relative to the time. There's one point you kind of did an us versus them, which makes people feel like they're in your club. And you said you're the kind of person that I feel like you're the kind of person that's really good because it gets you guys on the same team. And I like that you painted a picture of what might happen. So helping them visualize what the product or service that you're offering, what that will get them. Again, the biggest thing I would really encourage is bonding and rapport right away, just like she did with you initially, commenting on your beautiful hair. If you did the reverse to her or asked her how she likes her name to be pronounced, that can immediately warm people up before we actually talk about the thing that we really want to talk about.
Okay. And have a score, April.
Pardon me?
On a scale of 1 to 10, did you have a score?
I'm going to give it a 7.
Nice. And how about for Dr. Clint?
So for Dr. Clint, I was taking notes, guys. I love the bonding and rapport right away. You felt it, and he immediately gained a connection, which then her guard. I'm using sales mentality. I come from the sales world, so I may not use the same language, but it kind of lets down her guard, and she's more receptive to what the information you're trying to deliver. You did a great job at that. I love when you said about your number one priority, but the first time when you said it, you said, what's your number one priority? And I too was confused. My number one priority about what? So adding a little bit meat on the bone as to what number one priority you're looking for in her would be awesome. The conversation was so very natural. And I love how you got her permission when you said, can I ask you a favor? Can I ask your opinion on something? You're getting her permission. You're also getting her to say yes, which makes her more inclined to continue to agree and be open to your message.
Awesome job, April. And a score, please.
I'm going to give it a 9.
Awesome. All right. Great feedback. Great energy. Awesome job, April. Dr. Cologne, what did you have for Dr. Wendy, please?
All right. I was also taking some notes. So mash this up. Wendy, first of all, you went first, which is not easy. So I commend your bravery. It's always that kind of, I'm going first. So 1, you empathized with her by sharing that you've been there too. Now, one way to improve that is following that up with explaining your personal narrative and how you've been there too. You used empowerment language, and I'm a big fan of empowerment language. You said, you can do this. And so I really appreciated you adding that bit of encouragement in your conversation. You asked questions, and then you asked follow-up questions. Inquiry-based dynamics is always good to see because it gets that person drawn out and telling their story. Where it kind of fell short was getting that personal connection and getting her to reach and engage with her inner self. Now, it's a 50-50 exchange. So you can't take all of that onto yourself and say, oh, that was my fault. It's both. It's engagement, it's interaction. I also appreciated how you used analogies. You can't build wealth with a pauper's mentality. So using those analogies, those are kind of sticky. Like they linger in a person's mind after the engagement, after what you said. So I gave you 2. I gave you a 7 out of 10, just to give you a mark.
And I can acknowledge, April, Dr. Cologne, I know Nikki coming up as well. You guys are like rock stars dropping the mic with the feedback. This is this is the 225th episode. And this is like, as high a caliber of judging that has occurred. So awesome job.
Sean, it's Adam. I would just want to real quick before we go to the next round.
Well, but let me just Adam's dropping from the sky. So Adam is my co-founder on Blinded. He managed between 50 million and 100 million phone calls per year, taking his last company from 0 to 500 people in the sales area, and from 3.5 million in revenue to 750 million in revenue. Inc. 500 magazine, as fastest growing companies in the country, 3 straight years. So Adam, yes, sir.
Yeah, I wanted to just second that on the judges and the feedback, which is absolutely incredible. And I also, both did a great job, but really what landed for me was when you talked about Dr. Clint and the emotional energetic transference. I never really had a language for it, but chills translate, and you could just feel his energy. I just wanted to point out how palpable it really was, and it exemplifies when we talk about that indispensable element.
And how about this? How would you feel if you had April, Dr. Cologne, and Nikki as folks that are communicating? You might not have heard Nikki speak yet, speaking on behalf of anything. They're incredible. So Dr. Cologne, back to you. Just listen to her emotional, energetic transference, her absolute degree of certainty. It's extraordinary. So Dr. Cologne, back to you.
Yes. All right. So are we going to move on to Clint?
Yes.
Dr. Clint? All right. So I enjoyed this interaction immensely, just in the pickup of the conversation. So I liked that you started off with what do you want to be called? I think that's very relevant in today's time of diversity, inclusivity. That's a great inclusivity question. Built that rapport. The key part of this engagement, I thought, with the turn that happened here, was when you asked for her advice. Now that puts a person in perspective, in the perspective of being an expert and having something to contribute to the engagement, which I think makes a person more willing to be engaging and interactive. And so I really appreciated when you said that. You kept your questions going and you asked some follow-up questions, which kept that communication going, kept that exchange going. The part that could use a little refinement is on those transitions and kind of defining a little sharper on what you're offering. You did lead into the book, you did lead into your guru. I wanted to see more of you in it. But 9 out of 10, you did an amazing job.
Awesome job, Dr. Clint. Thank you. Nikki, what do you have for Dr. Wendy, please?
Thank you so much, Wendy. I love your mission so much to empower women on the financial front. And I thought your words were incredible. And just reiterating what April said, I think one thing that might actually improve it is if you breathe, take some breaths and breathe into the story just of where you've come from and where you are now. Just take some big, deep breaths and just breathe into that incredible human that you've become, because that actually, not only it connects with Teresa, but it also reminds you of what an incredible woman you have and what you have to give to your clients. So that would be my number one feedback to you, is just to take a moment to celebrate where you've come from and what you have to offer, just in a deeply, deeply soulful and heart-centered way, because you're an incredible, incredible woman. And thank you so much for the mission that you're taking to the world, because we all need it right now.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Nikki. And how about a score for Dr. Wendy?
I would say 6.5.
Okay. And how about for Dr. Clint, please?
Wow. What an incredible mission you have, Dr. Clint. I love what you're doing. I love the way you defined you actually set this up so well by the way you defined the client, which was incredible. And I really connected with your passion. At various stages, I didn't even know what you were saying because I was just connected to you as a human being. I think like other judges, I do think the turn came when you asked for the advice. I was a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little nervous. I thought, okay, where's this going? And then it went really well. So I would say, so that's my key insight on what went well. I would say I'm not 100% sure what you're offering. So getting a little bit more clarity about exactly what you're offering would be really helpful as well. So thank you so much. That was really terrific.
Oh,
Thank you, Nikki. And Nikki, a score?
I would say 7.5.
Nice. All right. So TTP is back for round 2. And Dr. Clint, are you ready to continue?
Super.
Yeah, please take us in. 3 minutes.
So just like a continuation of what just happened, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Super. Oh, wow. That's so helpful, TTP, your advice. You know, the thing that actually touched my heart was when you talked about sometimes those moments you feel clouded or like you get like a little stuck and you just want something simple and something easy. How often do you find that happens for you or for those that you're working with? I don't know, just in your life.
For me, it happens way too often. And I mean, I gotta say, like, if I'm thinking about the people that I work with, it probably happens in a reactionary way when there's like a period of time of high intensity. And then when you're coming down off of that time of high intensity, it's hard to sort of stay refocused.
No, I think also there's something about when there's a lot of, like if you're walking through smoke, you know, if there's thick something in the air. Yeah. And right now, just the context of the world is full of anxiety and fear and nervousness. And I think it's easy to trigger any of us that are sensitive, you know, and a lot of the real estate agents, I know they're good because they're sensitive. You know, they can feel people. Right. So even as I'm talking, I'm actually getting chills right now. What if we together, you and I, we came up with something where we give them a superpower, like some kind of unfair advantage where just by using simple secrets of this master healer, this lineage, they actually can, you know, build up kind of a force field against that, but actually access more of their energy, their focus, and their heart to really serve people. You know, at this time more than ever, when people need a good home, people need a safe space, you know, and so really anchoring that in. And I'm just rambling. I want your advice on this still, because I'm just brainstorming. Even I never thought of this before, but instead of framing it as a training program, what if we frame it as like a game? So we create a game for your staff where there's a measuring point at the beginning of what is their energy level, you know, and then we play this game where just by changing maybe one or two foods, doing one or two things in the morning, they actually can measure for themselves what is the difference in their energy level, you know, their enthusiasm, their ability to connect, and what it translates in terms of their closing. I don't know, how does that sound to you?
30 seconds to go.
That sounds fabulous if we could come up with something that serves them, for sure.
What would it mean in terms of like, even if we could increase people's energy level focus by 20%, what do you think that would mean in terms of the bottom line for you?
I think it would be an equal, I think it would be at the very least an equal growth.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful. So when is the time we can talk more about how to do this thing, make this game happen? Is it something you're interested in?
Yeah, I'd love to talk about it more, for sure.
Yeah, me too. I get excited about it. I don't know why, but I genuinely am excited about this idea.
Great
Super.
job, Dr. Clint. Emotional, energetic transference is present, fun energy in the house. Awesome job, sir. Teresa, one word, how'd that feel?
It felt great, actually.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
Great
easy.
job. I'm sorry?
It felt easy.
Yeah, awesome. All right, Dr. Wendy, are you ready to continue? Great job, Dr. Clint.
I guess I am, and I appreciate all the feedback, so thank you so much. Okay, Ms. TPP, I know that our last session, we didn't really connect like I would like to have connected, but if I may I share my story with you?
Yes.
Okay, a couple years ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and fortunately for me, I had expanded my business to include insurance and financial services. I didn't want to be a hypocrite, so I felt that everything I was trying to sell my clients, I needed to have for myself, because I did have people ask me, okay, do you have this, or where's your money? So I could honestly say that I had those things. So a couple years ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And I didn't think it was a death sentence, but I knew it was going to be a difficult journey. So I underwent, I had the most aggressive form. So I underwent the most aggressive treatment. And I had chemotherapy every 3 weeks for a year. I had 5 surgeries, all the MRIs and everything that went with it. But the price tag of the chemotherapy was $67,000 every 3 weeks for a year. And the surgeries and all the MRIs and tests, they were over 300,000. And if I didn't practice what I preached, those costs could have ruined me. But can you imagine having to pay $67,000 every 3 weeks for some chemotherapy, and over $300,000 in medical bills while you're, battling cancer? And it was really devastating. Not only did I have the financial situation, but I had the physical chemo brain, which I'm just getting over. So I don't remember as much as I used to. But it was an experience that, like I said, because I practiced what I preached, my health insurance paid everything. I also had supplemental coverage that gave me a significant multiple 6-figure shot in the arm that allowed me to recover without worrying about money. I was able to focus on battling the disease without stressing about money. And I find that so many entrepreneurs kind of put that aside. They say, okay, I don't, health insurance, I'm healthy, I never thought I'd get breast cancer. But do you find that most of your agents or the people that are, independent contractors kind of think that way about insurance and health care coverage and, protecting their finances?
I think that the thing with independent contractors is their insurance costs are pretty high. And so I think from my experience that I would say most of them are underinsured for that reason.
So do you think that's an area that they would be interested in seeing how they could afford it? Because really, you can't afford not to have it. Your health is your wealth. And if you find that one sickness or illness can ruin you financially, do you think that would be something that they would reconsider or have a different perspective about if that were to happen to them?
I think if you had resources for them and a way to educate them about how to take care of themselves and what that would look like, that would be something they'd be interested in. Yeah.
Okay, is that something that you have protection as far as your health and life? Have you taken that?
5 seconds.
Okay,
I do.
you do. Great, great. So do you think that's something that we could present to your group to help them get in a better position?
Sure.
Okay, all right.
Excellent job. Dr. Wendy, how'd that feel for you?
I felt better, but still not, it's not really how I approach things, really. You kind of, like I said, it's been intimidating, but it's, the feedback was great. And I feel it was better than the first session.
Yeah, awesome. So can I drop in for a second? Okay. Would you mind being Teresa? Right. And could I be you? Would that be okay with you?
Okay.
Yeah. So, Teresa, I really appreciated meeting you on The Real Raw. It's an interesting dynamic. How did you get involved in all this?
Well, I just decided, I was asked to be a participant, and I said, okay, I'll be glad to do it.
All right.
And yeah.
Yeah. And so, and I know we only have less than 3 minutes, and I just have a question for you, Teresa. I hear about your entrepreneurship. You have 170 agents that you work with. Congratulations. It sounds like you have a lot going on. You've accomplished a lot. I know you have a family and, a blended family and children. Amazing. So why are you doing all this though? It's beautiful. It's incredible. It's wonderful. Congratulations. But why? What's this all about for you?
Well, it's my calling. It's what I was called to do. So I'm just being obedient and fulfilling my purpose in life.
Yeah. I hear the word obedient. Obedient to who?
To the Lord and to my spirit.
Yeah, that's what I hear. So thank you for that courage to speak into your faith as well. So appreciate that. And, as you look at that landscape of your team, I'm presuming that your leadership is present, you're caring about them. Can I ask this? What types of things do you like to do to make their life a little easier? I think leadership is about helping people grow professionally, personally, financially. In that space, what are some of the things that you do to support this incredible team? And obviously you're doing a lot because these people are there and they're with you.
Well, I like to expose them to opportunities that are going to enhance their lives, and not just their personal lives, but their professional lives as well, for them and their families,
Yeah. And so I'm hearing you're loving, caring, not only for your family, but also for your team and their family. Am I hearing you correctly?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, awesome. In this last 45 seconds, can I share a little bit about me?
Yes.
Yeah. So again, I'm Dr. Wendy. And I went through an unbelievable situation that was one of the scariest and darkest of my life. Not but one of, where I had breast cancer. And at stake for me was not only my life, but there's this complexity of, or what would have been at stake for me, of my financial future, my time, my energy, my money. And because I had prepared and thought things through, I came through it not only with my health, but also intact financially and experienced an incredibly rich life. And what I do, Teresa, with that remarkable experience is I share. I give them my heart. I teach, I lead, and I inspire. And so I know we don't have a lot of time, but if you're interested in having a more lengthy conversation, my desire is to impact teams with that story and also bring the practical reality of their financial world a little bit more into clarity and view. Because a lot of times, we're so busy, it floats by, And I am really confident and assure you that not only would I come in and impact your team deeply in their heart with the inspiration of my story, my words, and my energy, but I'm also going to help them practically. So, and I'm not asking you to say yes, but would that be something to have a longer conversation with me and you feel comfortable about chatting about?
Yes, I do. I
Right.
think my team would enjoy that.
Right. So Dr. Wendy, how did that feel for you?
It felt great. And like I said, it's, more in line of what I normally do versus, what I'm doing under pressure. But no, it's great. I like that. And I appreciate all the feedback because, of course, I'm taking notes too, because I'm going to implement, the feedback I'm getting. So I appreciate that.
If I may give one from my heart to yours, one other thought, the power of our language, right? Like under pressure, it's all just a story.
Mhm.
Like rejection's a story, failure's a story, judgment, blame, all of it's just a story. And so we can write whatever story we want, and you are amazing, amazing. And there's no dynamic in this world I offer you, not telling you what to do, that could take your amazingness away. Not
Thank
3
you.
minutes, 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, somebody saying no, none of it. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. And I appreciate it. I'm normally not intimidated. I'm just really like,
Yeah.
I usually can go with the flow, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, you did a great job anyway, right? So Nikki, what say you, ma'am, and feedback for Dr. Clint and for Dr. Wendy?
Yeah, I just want to give Dr. Wendy feedback that I ran a tech call for 4 months and I'm still nervous today. I can feel my I can feel my face shaking. So it's perfectly normal to feel excited in that way. Thank you so much. I heard how much you took on board what you heard. So thank you so much for that. And Sean really demonstrated how you could take that on the power of your story and then turn it into your mission as well. So first of all, thank you for taking the feedback on board. That was so clear and obvious that you really became more heart-centered when you got into your story. And then the other piece that I thought was missing was showing us how that experience had become your mission to serve others. So, and Sean demonstrated to us how you can do that. So thank you so much. It was really a beautiful, beautiful improvement from the first to the second.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome job. And for Dr. Clint, please.
Wow, that was also another really interesting step up. I liked that you added kind of the professional sales part to the end of the talk. I like that you talked about it framing things as a game and also quantifying what the benefit would be of more energy and joy and translating for the entrepreneur what that actually might mean in terms of the bottom line. So that was really, really great. I guess my feedback is I'm still not 100% sure what you're actually selling. So being able to translate that amazing mission that you have and that passion and that you're clearly a magician, and translate, and I like that you can quantify it. I love that you can quantifying that and then translating that into something that I understand a little bit better would be great. So thank you so much. I learned a lot listening to both of you today, and of course to the master, Sean.
Thank you. And let me ask you this, Nikki. How was today for you?
Today was really interesting. As I said, I've been leading for the global tech community calls for 5 months through COVID. So I'm really comfortable, in Australia, New Zealand, and from Silicon Valley as part of, I was the startup guru. So I was, but I was still nervous today, really nervous. But today was fantastic, Sean. I really, and thank you so much for demonstrating to me how, and all of us, how we can really just breathe into our mission and connect with others.
And as you did as well, Nikki, of course, we're all here unlocking with each other and for each other and being inspired and learning from
Yes.
one another. And I certainly learned from you today as well. So thank you, Nikki.
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, thank you. Dr. Cologne, how was today for you and what say you about these fine folks?
Today for me was a very engaging experience. I have a lot of Zoom calls on a daily basis, and here it's been an opportunity to really connect with people and see the vulnerability. It's not easy doing what we're trying to do here. So I really appreciate both and all of the people who have thrown a pitch, been receiving a pitch. The engagement has been beautiful. So the feedback, first of all, Dr. Wendy, your story is powerful. This concept that you're not only a survivor, but you're a thriver. You've been someone who has come out of a challenging situation, but also has found ways to empower yourself and empower others financially through it. That's amazing. It's beautiful. We all want to go and have a pitch and blow people away from the first moment, but that's just not human. That's not how we all work. That's our perfectionism talking. So to see you going from round 1 to round 2, to see that growth, that is what makes this type of experience most educative for me. So as a judge, I get to learn from that engagement, from your growth in ways that I can improve my own practice. So some of the things that I saw Sean do that kind of reframed everything is putting forth the time limits up front. That's not something I always do. I don't say, hey, we got 3 minutes here. And truly everything I do is timed, because timed is money in my world. So it is timed, and I should be more upfront with saying, hey, we got 30 more seconds. Can I touch on this one thing for you? He led with the why. You led with the why as well, but it was clear the why was very evident. Repeating and rephrasing to reaffirm what someone said. That's always a good practice. It's something that when you're in the emotion of a conversation, we kind of tend to forget. But your closing was really strong. It was tangible. Okay, these are the things that we're going to do next. So I felt that. I think it's just really a matter of finding balance and authenticity. This is a staged kind of mock setup. So we're not our authentic selves. So you can't see you shine as you would normally shine. And just in the few minutes that I've known you, I know you shine. So that's very clear. Your God leads you, your life leads you. You're on a mission. You're not just here to sell something.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Awesome. And for Dr. Clint.
Dr. Clint, it's always beautiful. Your descriptive language with the thick air, I could see what you're saying, and that was impactful. I liked how you vision cast the possibilities with your client. That was nice to see. Like a co-construction is always more meaningful than just saying, here's your solution. This is what I think you should do. So to co-construct it, the solution was beautiful. Your smile is consistent and authentic. Now, I can't say that I'm always consistent or authentic. So to see your energy come through, I think it's very clear to everybody and we all appreciate it. And you asked for the close. So I did see that. One area of improvement though, is clearly defining those next steps and what you're actually offering. But overall, good job on both of you guys. That's amazing.
All right. Dr. Cologne, thank you. Incredible. Where does all this come from? Like your intentionality, training, and precision around your feedback, remarkable. So like, and may I borrow educative, because I've never used that word. So yeah, like where does all this come from, please?
Well, I've been an educator for 20 years. I mean, it's something that responsive feedback is very important. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. I think we've all had experiences where we felt we could learn from something, but the feedback wasn't constructive. It wasn't in a way that could be received. Maybe it was too critical. Maybe it wasn't as clear with tangible steps on what I can do to improve. So I'd like to take the human in mind, and this is a person that I'm talking to. They really want to improve their practice. How can I lay it out so that they can take it and bring it to their next experience? So that's where that comes from.
Very impressive. Thank you very much. April, and you have been remarkable as well, ma'am. What do you have for Dr. Wendy and Dr. Clint?
Sure. Okay. So we'll start with Dr. Clint. I loved when you referenced, you led right out of the gate referencing something that you shared earlier. It demonstrated your listening skills. It also demonstrated that you wanted to present something that was very relevant to her and her needs. I loved that. I love the together you and I approach. Again, it's inclusive. You and I are on the same team. It kind of pulls from the analogy of we're in the same boat, rowing in the same direction. So that really will make someone kind of be very receptive to what you're telling them. As you've heard a few times, I was unclear on the offering. That's really important because if my feedback's a little direct, it's because I trained sales teams for years and years and years. So I'm like trying to frame it in the language that's being used today. If we wait too long to present our offer, then sometimes the listener can go, yeah, but like, where's your angle? And so that would be my concern, is because you're very genuine and very authentic, and like you immediately garner that that comfort. You're so pleasant to listen to. You've got that smile. Really just making it clear, here's what we're going to talk about today, or here's what I'd like to talk about today with you. So it's evident that obviously you're there with an offer. That's okay. There's nothing nasty or salesy. There's nothing sleazy about that. It's just clarifying what you're both there to do. You want to meet her needs. You want to meet your needs as well. So I'd like to see that in earlier. The other thing is leverage some social proof. So talk about how you've helped other people before. It doesn't have to necessarily be a testimonial, but here's the kind of things that I've seen in situations like this, or here are some of the ways that we've been able to help XYZ. That social proof is huge. People really listen to that and will buy social proof. They will buy on social proof far quicker than if we just present features and benefits. So I'd love to see that. Overall, love the energy. So no doubt that the third iteration of it is going to be amazing, because your offering is going to be so succinct and people are going to go, yes, I'm following that evidently cult leader wherever he's going, as you shared, wherever he's going, I'm in.
That's awesome. Beautiful, April. And for Dr. Wendy.
For Dr. Wendy, as was mentioned earlier, I love to see how you received that feedback. It was amazing. I love when you asked, I love to share my story with you. Again, getting their permission, making them more open to what you're about to share. What I would love to also add to that is, and this can happen to anyone, because if the person you're talking to has not faced a medical emergency like that, a lot of times people think that's something that happens to other people. And it's, to hop in and say, I never thought this was going to happen to me, or this can happen to anyone else, reminding them, oh yeah, this could be you next, or your employee next. So I'd love to hear some language around that. Again, not inflammatory language, but just, hey, I didn't know this was going to happen to me. I'm really glad that I feathered my nest before I needed to lay in it. I just made up that analogy, but I think it probably works.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like
So
it.
I'm in the avian theme right now. So here we go.
Educative, we're feathering nests before you're laying them. This is like, yes, there's many takeaways from this.
This is good. It's probably because my kids want a pet bird. I think that's what it's come from. What I'd also like, you mentioned about what I do for my clients, I do for me. That was fantastic, because it evokes trust and integrity in you. So I loved that. That demonstrates so much in saying that sentence. So continue to use that. That was amazing. Also, I find entrepreneurs, we want to make sure that we're demonstrating our expertise and our certainty. We've done a good job here today in demonstrating our collaborative approach, but we also want to make sure that we're demonstrating our expertise. People follow the guy or the gal with the plan. So we want to make sure that it's evident that you're in good hands. I've done this before, and I'm going to do this again, and I'm going to get you to the other side. So really demonstrating that expertise that you uniquely have is so, so very important. I love the close at the end. I would love to see something like, I find that agents like yours might have this issue. Again, it's bringing in your expertise, also pulling on some social proof. We've seen other agents do things like that. So again, just kind of getting that social proof that I mentioned with Dr. Clint. And we were mentioning the kind of the sticky sentences, your health is your wealth. It's such a good thing to be wrapping up on, because people remember those sticky sentences. Overall, I thought it was fantastic, Dr. Wendy.
Oh, awesome, April. Thank you so much, April. How was today for you as we draw to a close?
It was good fun. It was good fun. So I haven't been traveling as much. I don't get to see sales teams now. So this was fun. No, it was really great. I love seeing the collaboration of everybody. Everybody's this is a unique group of people, and it's very clear that the intention here is to jump in, everybody kind of get their hands dirty and help each other out. So it's always good to be with like-minded individuals that are really, we don't get to be in a lot of situations where our intention is to improve and our intention is to help our teammates improve with no agenda, no dog in the fight. And it's really evident that everyone on this in this meeting is doing that. So it's pretty amazing.
Thank you. Dr. Wendy, yes, final, how was today for you?
It was awesome. I mean, because like I said, I'm just getting back in the game after, you know, being out for a minute. Even though I've been in business 36 years, I had to take some time off, but it was great. I appreciate the input because it's crucial. It's everything that I need to hear and everything I need to implement. So I appreciate it. And it wasn't as intimidating as I was all hyped up about. And it was really, like I said, really a great experience. And I appreciate all the feedback. I appreciate everything. So thank you so much. And you will see a difference in well, you may not see it, but folks will see a difference in my presentation. So thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Clint, beautiful job today. And what say you as we sign off, sir?
I just want to thank each of you. Yeah, the judging, the feedback is so helpful. I know I'm going to change more lives with what you told me. Like, I feel more powerful. So Valeriana, April, Nikki, thank you so much. Wendy, oh man, I just love your heart. I just want to say I love who you are and what you're doing and your mission. And Sean, thanks for bringing us together. I don't know if Adam's still on the call, but what a cool thing you guys are doing. How powerful that you're making time for us really to become better at what we're doing. And so grateful for that. Yeah, I just think now more than ever, the world needs hope. You know, the world needs healing. And we need to do things differently than we've ever done before. And this is the best time to do it. And this is a great space you're creating where we can actually learn practically, you know, how to do that in a very, 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 very grounded, tangible way. Heart-centered.
Thank you for that. And we're 225 episodes in, and we're just getting started. Watch what happens over the next 60 days, brother. Thank you. Teresa, you're amazing. Remarkable contribution of your time, your energy, your heart. Thank you so much, Teresa.
Sean, yep.
Teresa, to go?
No, she's here. She's on mute.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. I was going to say you're very welcome. Thank you.
And final, as we take it home, we at Unblinded are here to co-create simple, fun, and magical micro distinctions and frictionlessness that free exponential abundance in money, time, and magic. But that means small input, massive output. You guys are incredible. Thank you for being here today. Have a beautiful day. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Great work.